Good morning, everybody. You are catching Mr. Gravatt in his not so great bedhead. Sorry. One of these days I'll get to shave as well, so I'm going to talk to you guys today about our open response question on trench warfare. Yesterday afternoon, you was the first day you were expected to get the trench warfare packet done. Remember, you're doing questions 1 through 7 and 13 through 15 on that. Or in other words, the questions that are highlighted in yellow. All right. So that's what you're expected to do. Sorry, I'm moving around so much for those of y'all that get motion sickness. My apologies. Today I want to talk to you guys about the open response that's on Google Classroom. It's going to say trench warfare open response. All right, we've got about 3 or 4 questions on there. All right, the focus is on the use of dogs in World War I. All right, so you need to come up with an opinion. Ask yourself what you think about dogs being used to win a war. All right. Let's see. We're also talking about life in the trenches. Again, if you have not watched 1917, that's going to give you a whole lot of help in being able to have a discussion on life in the trenches. So if you haven't done that yet, it would be a big help. All right, and you're going to be looking at a photo to see how soldiers live their lives in the trenches. All right, so be prepared to answer those questions. Okay. One thing I would focus on is health. Obviously, the dangers World War I soldiers faced. I got something around my nose or underneath my eye. The dangers that World War I soldiers faced. Maybe talk about things that they may have done to keep themselves sane. In a lot of ways, one thing, this is going to sound a little crazy, so forgive me for going this route. In some way, life in the trenches during World War I may not be entirely different than life under quarantine here during the coronavirus pandemic. Something to think about. No, you don't have rockets being thrown at you. Now, you may have younger siblings throwing stuff at you. You may have parents yelling at you all the time. But think about the ways you're trying to stay healthy. Think about the ways that you are trying to keep yourself sane. What are some things you're doing to keep your mental health in the right way? Are you taking walks outside by yourself once a day just to clear your mind? Are you exercising? Are you playing video games, are you sitting around watching Netflix, things like that. Okay, so those are some items, some things you need to think. So think about how you are living life during this pandemic. Okay, and maybe compare it to how soldiers in the trenches were living their lives. Okay, so I think that's a good start for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email or message me on the Google chat. Okay, I'll have it open most of the day. One thing I am going to do for those of us that aren't so early risers, or for those of us that aren't in position to work on anything until tonight, I'm going to open up the Google chat room from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock tonight. We won't do a video chat. Now, if you absolutely must do a video chat because you feel like you won't be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Feel like you won't be able, if you're really struggling with something, you need the video chat, let's do it. Okay, otherwise I'll have the chat room open for you to ask questions. That way, number one, you're not having to send me an email. Number two, you're not having to send me a private comment on Google Classroom and not see it until the next morning when I'm scrolling through Google Classroom. Okay, so I would encourage you to check that out, especially if you are not in position to work on on anything until tonight after your siblings are not using the Chromebook anymore. I would encourage you to look at that in the event that you are sleeping in until 11 or 12 o'clock every day. So hopefully that's not too much of the case, but it sounds like it might be for a few of our kids. I want to give you guys opportunities to be able to stay on the same page and have a clue what's going on. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. 11 o'clock.